Alright, hey, so, it's been quite a while. I'm not gonna mess around and try and pretend that I know how to do intros because if you've been on my channel before at this point, we all know that I have no clue how to do intros. And we also know that I have taken multiple breaks from doing this. So I thought that I'd like to get back into this. One of the things that I do want to get back into is book-related videos, and I thought we could kick it off, since I've been reading quite a bit this year, and since several of those books have made me cry, I thought let's start it off with a video of books that have made me cry. Now, I'm not doing every single book that I've ever read that has made me cry, because as if I'm going to remember that, I'm doing books from the last 5 years, basically, because that's the ones I've been keeping track of, but also the ones I can remember. I am splitting this into 2 videos because there are so many, so this video is going to be YA books, and the second video will be everything else, including some YA books, but not novels. This is specifically YA novels. While I can't completely put them in an order, I'm going to put them in some level of an order. They are somewhat organized, but they are not completely organized. So I'm going to start this off with books that have made me cry, maybe a teeny tiny bit, just like shed a little tear, but not like crying. Obviously, every Alice book has on some level, but these ones just a little bit. So Loveless, first of all, it's a book about a girl who is finding out that she may be on the ace error spectrum. Great book if you're looking for books about ace error stuff, because they are not that easy to come by. So there's that. There's also I Was Born for This. One thing that I really loved about this was that there is a trans character. Again, not something that I've come by a lot. Great book. As are all of Alice's, and also Solitaire. Look, honestly, I can't really remember how much which individual books. I'm just sort of guessing based on what I remember about them. I read all of Alice's books last year. My brain doesn't reach that far. Solitaire, this one's a bit harder to explain. There's like I don't know, someone's kind of pulling pranks on the school, I guess. Yeah, no, that's it. That is it. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I don't remember this, because I did read this in, I think, 2017. I was given this book many years ago. I think that person wanted to hurt me. No, that is a lie. Look, honestly, most people know what this book is about, because a lot of people will have seen the movie. I don't really know how to explain it, because it was a while since I read it, and it's been a while since I've watched the movie. It's about a kid who's kind of awkward, and then he likes a girl. Wow, sounds like every teen movie ever. No, someone gave this to me saying, I think that you would like this, and but they weren't wrong. But it also, oh yes, this did make me cry. No, I just remembered what this is about. Oh no. This should have been a little bit higher on the list. This should have been in the next pile, maybe even the one after. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to pick it up again when we get to it. If you've been on this channel before and you've heard me talking about books before, you will know that I have talked about the Night Creatures trilogy by Marion. I'm not trying to pronounce her last name. I can't remember which one of these books, and I can't remember what happened, and I can't remember any details about it whatsoever, but I can remember that at some point there is a scene in one of these books that did make me cry. A little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit, I think. I can't remember what it is, though. You'd think I would remember a trilogy that I've read twice. Not once, twice. Coming back to the John Marsden, which just makes me angry these days, so I'm not going to talk about it very long, but so much to tell you. The first John Marsden book I ever read, the first John Marsden book he ever wrote. Will Grayson. John Green. Gay. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Coming back to Alice, we of course have Nick and Charlie, and we have This Winter. Both of these books have Nick and Charlie in them. They both have, well, yes. Basically, if Charlie Spring is in a book, I am going to cry. That's all the criteria we need. That is all the context we need. Damn it, Charlie. Radio silence. Good God. Look, if you watch any YouTubers that read Alice's books, they all talk about this book excessively, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But I did cry a little bit. Right. Third group. These are the ones that made me cry just a little bit more. We've got John Marston's Checkers. A girl gets a dog, but her dad is involved in some shady shit. Another John Marston, this is Letters from the Inside. Two girls end up being pen pals. John Green's Looking for Alaska. This is the first John Green book that I wanted to read. I used to be friends with someone on Stardoll a long, long time ago, and this was her favourite book. And since she told me that, I wanted to read it, and I could never find it. And then the other John Green book, The Fault in Our Stars, I can remember the name of it today, good job. That one got really popular. I didn't actually like that one. I believe that was my least favourite John Green book, but I do like John Green. And anyway, this one, good God, broke my heart. This is probably the first book that I read that actually really, really hurt me. A kid goes away to boarding school and he befriends a couple of people. One of them is a girl called Alaska. The perks being a wallflower. Ta-da! Told you this would be back. That is the section that one should have been in. We're up to the final stage of this video. This is the books that really broke me. These are in order. I'm going to start with the one of these that broke me the least and end with the one that broke me the most. Good luck. I don't know if I'm saying good luck to the audience or good luck to me, because I know I'm going to need it. Annie on My Mind. My goodness. This book, so cute, so beautiful, but it definitely did make me cry multiple times. This, fun fact, was the first queer YA novel with a happy ending. If you like gay girl shit, go read this. It's so cute and wholesome, okay? But be prepared, because there are bits in it that will hurt you. Pan's Whisper. This was about a girl who was in foster care. That's probably enough to tell you that it hurts. I'm starting to shake because I know what's coming. This really hurt me. I'm pretty sure, again, I cried multiple times throughout this book. I'm pretty sure at one or two times I actually put the book down and was prepared to scream. This next book, you are going to laugh. This is something I am never going to live down. All of my co-workers, I work in a bookshop, all of my co-workers know about this. All of my friends know about this. This is a thing that happened. I made a terrible, terrible mistake. I went through a patch where I decided that I wanted to read cute, wholesome stories about friendship. And I picked up this. I genuinely thought that this was going to have a happy ending. I genuinely, seriously, 100% legitimately believed that. I knew nothing about this book going into it, alright? All I'd done was read the back cover. And I thought, yes, this is going to be great. They're going to be best friends. They're going to save each other's lives. It's going to be amazing. I was not at all, not even remotely prepared for what this book did to me. I was bawling, absolutely bawling when I read this. I'm still not over it. I read this 2 years ago, I'm still not over it. I feel like a lot of us do have that favourite author that doesn't release enough books, and for me, that is C.G. Drews. This is the first C.G. Drews book I read. It is about two boys that are homeless, and one of them is autistic, and basically to get by, they go around and they break into people's homes when they aren't there, and they crash the night. It's gorgeous, but it's also devastating. It's wholesome, it's hilarious, it's fun, there's great friendships, there is heartbreak, there is just devastation, there is... Basically, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll enjoy yourself, and you will be very, very angry at times. That's what this book did to me. Alright, this next book I read earlier this year because a friend of mine read it and was tweeting about it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and buy that book tomorrow, and I will start reading it by the end of the week. I started reading it a month later, and I did not want to speak to anyone for the rest of the day. It hurt me, I cried multiple times throughout it, and that is They Both Die at the End. Basically, there's a thing that if you're gonna die that day, you get a notification. You get notified that you're going to die that day. Also, gay shit. Are you ready for this? Are you prepared? Because I am not. Coming back to C.G. Drews, her only other book, 1,000 Perfect Notes. This book ruined me. It completely destroyed me. It broke my heart. I was still crying about it a week after I finished reading it. You do not understand how much this book hurt me. And I cannot explain that. I cannot explain that enough. This broke me. I was bawling for like a good 20 minutes. For the rest of the day, I just kept randomly crying. I was still upset. An entire week later, I could not read anything else because I was still crying over this book. This book's about a boy. His mother used to play piano, and now she forces him to. He loves music, but she takes it a bit too far, and he ends up befriending someone. Wholesome shit, but it is also devastating. It is absolutely, absolutely heartbreaking, and I want to cry just thinking about it. C.G. Drews is an incredible author. Please, oh my goodness, go and read her books. Okay, just trust me. And that is it for YA books that have made me cry. Stay tuned for part 2. Have you read any of these books? Did they make you cry? What are some books that made you cry? And, yeah, you know what, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.